So here I am on my lunch break. The finals happened. I could have waited a couple of days, done it in the garden, blah blah blah. I thought, let's just get it done. Let's just get this series done, eh? Not like it's not like anyone's actually watching this, so let's just do it. The finals happened though, and it is, it was a very good final. I thought there's not much to talk about here because it's just two movies, but I'll give a quick rundown of the tournament as a whole. Game 1, Jaden beat Aaron. Game 2, Sarah beat Hugo. Elliot got beat by my Uncle James. Chris beat Amelia. Andy beat Elise. Scott beat Jay. Oscar beat Wills. And Emil got beat by Ezra. In the quarterfinals, Jaden beat Sarah. Chris beat my Uncle James. Scott beat Andy, and Oscar beat Ezra. Then we had two semifinals, Jaden versus Chris, which Chris won, and Scott versus Oscar, which Oscar lost. Scott won. Meaning that the final was Chris versus Scott. Spoiler alert: we had one very good movie, potentially the best movie of the tournament, and then we had one decent movie. Now, if it was any other point in the competition, the decent movie would have still been a good movie. Like, it could have won a semi-final, blah, blah, blah. It was a good movie. The good one, though, was very good. No, so we had Chris who went with True Romance. Very good movie. It's not really my kind of movie per se. Like, I'm not a huge crime guy. I like a mystery, but I'm not a huge, gangster crime guy. This wasn't necessarily a gangster movie, but it's flirted with it a little bit, and it was still very good, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't a movie made for me, I would say. Whereas Intouchables, which was Scott's choice, was a very good movie. I keep saying very good, and I know that it's now become kind of what does that even mean when I say that? Because I've said it like 20 times. But Intouchables was one of the best movies I've seen in this competition, and just one of the best movies I've seen. It was very good. It was very heartfelt. It had emotion. It had a very good friendship going on. There was character with lots of charisma. It was just very natural. It was very authentic, and I didn't know this when I was watching it, but it's the true story, which when I found that out made me appreciate the movie even more, because it was a good story, and I was like, oh, that was good. And then after seeing that it's a true story, I was like, wow, that was amazing. But yeah, even if it wasn't a true story, Intouchables definitely would have won. But now that it is a true story, it was a clean sweep. There wasn't even a debate in my mind. I think True Romance was a solid 7 out of 10, whereas Intouchables for me was like a 9. And that I don't know. I don't want to hype up too much because I feel like now if anyone watches this, they're expecting a really good movie, so it's kind of lost its value a little bit. But for me, it was a very good movie. Everything I want, it was like a real feel good movie. It's gonna make you smile a lot. There was a lot, there's a moment where there was like a scene where he dances and stuff, and it's just nice. It was in French as well, which I like my subtitled movies, but it was a ballsy choice going for a French movie as the final. I respect that, and therefore Scott's won the competition. Scott is the champion. I don't know what he's going to do with his trophy, but as you can see, he's got one here. But no, Scott is a very worthy champion, He's gone for Clouds, very good movie, solid true story as well, actually, interestingly enough. Palm Springs, Booksmart, both hilarious, loved both of those. And Intouchables. I think the only asterisk you could give is that there are not really many hidden gems. But after round 1, the hidden gem thing was very lenient, so it wasn't meant to be the whole way. It was meant to be like a lesser known one, and I'm sure some people go like, Palm Springs is not lesser known. It definitely is, right? When I sent out all the fixtures, the lists, no one was like, oh, Palm Springs, that's pretty good. Actually, I think maybe Andy did, but my point is, with District 9 or with Leon, I had 4 or 5 people who were like, oh, I love that movie. Whereas Palm Springs and definitely Booksmart didn't have that. So I would say they might not be a hidden gem, but they're definitely not that well known. They're not mainstream movies, I wouldn't say. I think they're just more recent ones, so it's in the mind more. But yeah, Intouchables was a very solid winner. As a little, end of competition award ceremony, we're going to give a couple of awards. I think best performer, I would say, is definitely Gosh, I might offend some people here. I would say best performer is probably Jaden. I think he didn't win the thing, but Jaden did a very good few movies, and he was a front runner for the whole thing. I would say underdog was probably Elliot, and I think Elliot was also the biggest underperformer. And that's not me hating on Elliot. That's me going, Elliot could easily have done way better. And I think, if I did this again, he definitely would. Biggest surprise, I would say, was probably Oscar. I rated Oscar's choices before I began, but he picked some very good ones. I really respected Oscar's choices. But yeah, all of them did well. Aaron is definitely also a big underperformer. If he got pitted against someone else on the other side, he could have been in the final. If he really got lucky with the choices. To be honest, any of them could have done. Which leads me to my final point. Towards the end of July, there will be a new competition. Same kind of thing, a bit different. I won't spoil too much. All I'm going to say is it's more of a league system where everyone plays each other at 1 point. Not going to be as many people, probably only 8 people. And yeah, it's kind of exciting. I'm excited to do it. I want to do it now, but I'm going to wait a couple months. Do it at the end of July. I mean, it'll end October, just before October, so I can do a horror month. But yeah, so there's another one of these going to be happening. Hopefully Scott will be doing it, as the fellow champion. Hopefully he'll defend his title. If not, maybe the title is vacated and someone else tries to get it. But yeah, in my mind, Chris and Sarah I would love to have in it. Anyone for TVM really. Aaron I hope wants to do it. Elliot, Jaden, Scott. I acknowledge that me messaging every week going, hey, I need a 50s movie, I need a 60s movie, could get very annoying, which is why I'm hesitant just to force people to do it. So whoever joins, I'm going to be like, are you sure you want to do this? You don't have to. I mean, all they're doing is picking a movie, but it's not like I'm getting them to write an essay. But at the same time, I do acknowledge that they might not want to. But yeah, hopefully in July there will be another one of these. But that being said, though, this is the end. It was a sweet little thing. It was only a little bit of fun. It wasn't too serious, but I had fun with it. I made it serious. But other than that, that's it. I've been James, and I'll see you next time. Bye.